comes up to us and his face is just like numb. Like we're like, what? He's like, guys, I think the flight got canceled. And we look at each other. We're like, are you serious, man?
Hey guys, we literally.
What's going on?
Excuse me. We literally, guys, just walked into the front doors. We are home, as you guys can see. Sorry guys,
Sorry for the
I'm so tired.
It's been
I'm sleepy.
3 days of traveling, roller coaster up and down. We didn't even unpack yet. We just, as soon as we got in, set up the gear.
Yeah,
we do
a
an update.
lot of you guys have been messaging us, asking us what's going on. We literally have not had time to go on social media because we've been on the go
for 3 days.
But guys, let's just go back to the beginning and show you guys how it all happened.
We literally just got email this morning saying that people are going on the flight. I think there's a list, and we went to the port just to make sure, and they said we basically have to leave right now
or we're stuck.
It's now or never. She was extremely rude. She didn't give us any information. But anyways, we grabbed our stuff. We're on the way back. The flight's actually in 1 hour. We have to go to the port, to the ferry, so hopefully we make it.
Vado fuori questo caos, mi manda in paranoia, stampo e faccio un get out. Se corri come me o corri con me, magari io e te lo sai. Potremmo star soli da me, magari stanotte buttarci in spiaggia con un narghile. Vieni con me, cerchiamo un altro club, solo io e te, dai.
Guys, so we got here, they gave us good bags, water, essential,
Survival kit.
wipes, essential, just little snacks, and then you get this snack, and then these are so good for your throat, and the coffee, if you're staring at me.
That's the update. We're doing good, and now we just gotta wait the waiting game. There's a couple other people on the flight, so hopefully it does not get canceled. Cross our fingers, pray, and
I just want to do my quarantine, you guys. Like, I just want to be inside.
our flight is 30 hours, so we're basically taking a flight here to go to Tokyo, Vancouver. We wait 10 hours in Vancouver, and Vancouver, Montreal, and Montreal we have to find our way back to Ottawa. It's gonna be a long way.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really long way. We'll make it.
Talk to you guys soon.
Yeah. This is my
We're gonna make our fort soon too.
Hello, sir.
You go to bed. I'm keep watching tonight. Move around every 3 hours. We'll switch.
Okay. All right. What? Go. Do the night watch.
Watch.
Go ahead.
Let those guys go to their families because I'm out of here.
Guys, what is this? I got a Kinder Surprise because I wanted to Kinder Joy. It's not even Kinder Surprise anymore. What is this, honey? I'm sad. Want some?
So,
First, this is how you prevent yourself from getting sick. Vitamins. And please don't judge me. I have like 10 minutes to live. Guys, he's passed out. And this is my little area right here. Good night.
there's been word that the plane might be canceled, so we're hoping it's not.
I'm freaking out.
Yeah.
Guys, we're leaving our station. I always get attached to our little like huts that we do. So
We just finished packing,
yeah.
so we're gonna be off. We're gonna see if we can check in. So we'll cross our fingers.
Fingers crossed, you guys.
Let's go.
We
Guys,
made it.
we finally boarded.
So happy. What you doing there, bud? What you doing there?
Everybody's capitalizing on this.
Crackhead. But now you have a bunch of germs on your head.
What kills it?
Round 2. Guys. Thank you.
Alright guys, we made it to Montreal. It's cold.
It's so cold. I forgot how cold winter was.
We're not ready to this, and it's like winter's like done,
Spring.
and it's cold. We're definitely not used to it.
Yeah.
This ain't it.
But we're gonna go get our luggages, and then we're gonna have to rent a car to go back home.
About a 2-hour drive, so let's go. See that? You can see your breath, guys. That ain't it. Woo! Look at this, you guys. We came back to a snowstorm. Can you believe that? I ain't ready for this. So basically, we were just in a room, and then we got an email saying that the plane's leaving in a couple hours. So we went to the DOT, the tourism board, and we went to go double check, make sure. Like, we just got email with a form. There was no form, and it said the plane's leaving in a couple hours, and we just got it. So we were like, what the hell is going on? So we went there, and then there's a lineup. There was other people that were like, oh, if you got the email, just go. So
But we
like,
got the email.
okay.
They sent it at 11 at night, and 11:35, and then they told us, yeah, you have to be up and ready tomorrow by 9.
Yeah, so
I was
we're
like,
what's
imagine
going
if we
on?
went to bed.
Well, that's the thing, right?
We're like, ugh, we went
And
to
the
bed a
email,
little later.
there was nothing in the email. We were just in the subject line, and it said fill out the form, but there was no form. So then we wanted to double check and like what was going on, and like there was different type like planes, because we saw like the night before in the other video, they posted a schedule for planes. Like there was 3 days, 21st of March, 22, 20, 23. So then
They
we were
told
like,
us we would leave on the 23rd.
they told us 23,
Yeah.
right? So we were confused. So then we just went to the port, and then they're like, she was super rude. She was like, okay, let me see, you got the email yet? You're on the list?
to go see the lady.
She's,
I'm laughing because it's so sad. Went to go see the lady, and we're like, oh, we got an email saying that we had to leave today, but the thing is, like, we're not ready. And she's like, and then I was like, can we leave on the 23rd? She's like, no, it has to be now or never.
she's like, now or never. We're like, can we
I was
switch it?
like,
I'm
what?
like, we're not ready. Like, we just saw the email.
And then she's like, yeah, you have to be here by
Now or
12,
never.
or else you can never leave. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
So then we just booked it back. We went to the room, grabbed all the stuff, and then went back and then checked in. So then we get off at the port, and we go, and then we take the bus. Take the bus to the airport, Cataclan. Cataclan, we go to the terminal. We check our bags, everything. Then everyone's just there in the terminal waiting. They finally board us, and then to go to the plane, you take a bus. So then we're in the bus.
People were coughing, you guys.
I don't know why, but they made us board the bus. We were packed. You ever been on a bus at a traffic hour? You can't even move. For an hour and 15 minutes, just waiting. The bus was just chilling. I don't know why they put on the bus if they weren't ready.
Coughs up
Coughs,
and
the
down.
windows were
Oh my God.
closed.
I was like, you know what? At this point, if we didn't have Corona, we got Corona right there. People
That
were
was
like,
just the worst.
they were like coughing, like it was crazy, and I was like, oh my
And then
God.
we're like, yeah, there's no way. They're like, we're lying.
In the bus, I was like, there's no way we didn't get
Or like
it.
they were lying about the volcano Corona. But-
That was a lie. The way those people were coughing, you guys. Oh my God.
So then we get on the plane. Then we leave. We get to Manila. We get to Manila, and then we had a plane. We didn't book anything, right? And then they weren't letting people in the airport if you didn't have a booking
ticket.
boarding pass within 24 hours. So then we're tripping out. I show like I went to go like, you know, before you check out it says the breakdown. I just kind of like finessed it and I showed it to like the security guard, and I just kind of went fast. I'm like, yeah, you know, we have to change it because blah blah blah. But I kind of make an excuse. He's like, who you with? I'm like, over there.
I was like, me.
And then he's like, okay, go. So then I'm like, okay, thank God. So then we just went
in.
We went
People
in
were outside
they were
crying.
waiting. They couldn't get in, right?
They couldn't
the
get
planes
into
were
the
2
airport.
days.
Yeah.
It was 2 or 3 days.
They're like, yeah, I have a flight on the 23rd. They're not letting me in, and they had kids in there.
Yeah.
I felt so bad.
And
I
then
was
apparently
like,
hotels weren't taking in new guests too.
Nothing.
So
everything.
we're checking out.
And everything was on lockdown because we went at 5, and in Manila at 5 there's a lockdown. You can't be out, and they block certain parts or something like that.
Yeah.
So
is it 5 or later?
it was 5. We got there at 5, and they locked down and they
were
closed.
starting
Remember
to lock down everything.
The place, the ticket place was closed at 5.
Yeah, and then they were closed at 5. And then we went to this agency, and then they're trying to finesse us like, oh, you have to go to Terminal 3. And we're just waiting there. We said we need to buy tickets to Ottawa. They were just kind of ignoring us, and then they're like, okay, just go Terminal 3. We're like, we'll buy it online. Like, okay, well, you have to go Terminal 3. It's 1,500 pesos. And then we're like, that's expensive.
That's expensive.
That's like $40, $50. Like to go to a
And then
terminal that's
she's
10
like,
minutes away.
No, she said it's 25 minutes away.
Yeah, then I Googled it, it's 10 minutes away. I was like, okay. And she's like, yeah, you have to take us because you can't take a regular taxi because there's checkpoints and they'll stop you and they'll send you back here anyways.
Yeah, you won't be able to go through.
And
then
I was like, the hell? So then I'm talking to security guards. I'm asking where we have to go. She's like, yeah, Terminal 3. She's like, yeah, just take a taxi there. I'm like, okay. And then we had met friends that are locals. And then they were talking to the security guards and they were translating. And they're like, yeah, just go take the ticket taxi. And the meter taxi, it's going to be 100 to 200 pesos.
It costs us 200 pesos, guys.
Instead of 1,500.
Wow.
Thieves, man. They're taking advantage of tourists. It's sad. It sucks. And those people were stressed. And they were paying 1,500 because they're stressed.
Yeah, because they're stressed.
And they believe what they were saying, right? But anyways, and then our flight...
But I feel like if... This is the thing that like, if you don't travel a lot,
you wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know. But like we've been traveling, you know,
learn.
so it's just like, and my dad tells me all the time, it's like you always have to find your way out of it, and you kind of like know.
Yeah.
So and it's all about asking the right questions, because at the end of the day, like
people.
You know what? I would have done the same thing. 15,000 pesos, 2,000 actually, to get you from point A to point B. You gotta hustle these people, but you know, can't hate on them. You gotta do what you gotta do.
They're hustling. I mean, then we had a flight. We finally booked a flight. There was no really a lot of flights, so we...
First of all, Dominique, you're not gonna skim through that without telling them how we slept at the airport.
Yeah, after we booked the flight.
Oh, okay.
So then we're just chilling. Then we finally are looking online for flights. We find a flight to... It was either Toronto or Montreal because the Ottawa airport's closed, right? So we had to fly to a different airport. They're about both the same price, so we're like, you know what, we'll just go Montreal, it's closer. And then we booked the flight, we find the flight, finally, it flies to Tokyo. All flights are going to either Tokyo or Korea or some sort, and the flights directly to Canada are still like $3,000. So there's no way that we can get that, and Philippines Airlines are closed.
Well, it has like 5 minutes until it was closed, and there's a huge lineup of people there. And then, but something told me, I was like, maybe we shouldn't book with Philippine Airlines. Like, maybe we should go with, like, another airline. Because, like, a lot of people were saying that, like, Philippine Airlines, they were canceling flights. And we actually experienced that. So we're like, I don't know, it just happened. Like, everything just happened so fast, but it happened, like, in the right order, right?
Yeah, like, it was meant to be. Like, when we got on the plane and we wanted to switch it to the 22nd instead of 21st because we... I had just booked a hotel.
Yeah, Dominic wanted to stay.
I didn't want to leave yet.
Sorry, to leave. Because Dom was just like, let's leave on the 23rd. And the ticket, guys, it was so cheap. The ticket on the 23rd.
Was half the price.
The 24th was literally like so cheap, $600
instead of
to come back instead of $1,000. But I was like, you know what? No, Dominic, like, I just want to leave Boracay. I was like, at this point, we literally have to go. We don't know what's going on. People, like, were saying how, like, if we don't...
It's going to get worse.
Yeah, it's going to get worse. So it's just, like, it's not worth it. And, like, so what if we paid for, like, a hotel room? Guys, I was just done. I was like, it doesn't matter if we don't get the money. Let's go. Let's bounce.
We had to take the chance when we got it.
Yeah, especially after the lady, remember, she's like, it's now or never.
Yeah. After she said that, I was like... Okay.
I was like,
I guess we don't have a choice.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it all happened for a reason, and it was like a sign because now that we looked, what's happening right now, it's worse and worse.
Oh my god, we're gonna put screenshots of like what people are saying.
Yeah, there's comments like in the Embassy of Canada that like the flight that we were supposed to be on
The 24th,
the charter flight,
yeah.
and the one that we were gonna book, it got canceled.
And then they're telling people that book a long stay with hotels because you might be there for longer than expected.
And like stock up at the grocery store because it might be several weeks. So I mean, I guess there was a plan. There was a plan for us, and it worked out because we're here in Belgium.
But you know
it felt
what?
weird
Like,
being back.
I wouldn't mind being stuck in the Philippines, but it's just like there's a
wouldn't mind.
lockdown, right?
Yeah.
So now that I'm here, I'm like,
Yeah, honestly, the Philippines government is doing the most and the best for the citizens.
right?
And like coming back here, we'll get into it in a little bit, but
we are here because of the Philippine government. Like,
yeah, it wasn't our government that did this.
It didn't. It was literally them. They took a flight from us to Boracay into Manila for free, guys. The government did that. That is so nice. Like,
they took care of they took care of the citizens, the locals, and tourists. You know, and like the way that they're treating the lockdown is for the best of their citizens.
It's so well managed
compared to like here that like I said,
guys,
we'll get into it soon when we get into the story, but
the Philippine
it's
government,
almost like
they don't
sad,
play around.
man.
The Philippine government, oh my god,
they're good. Like they're taking it seriously. They're doing the best for their people, and
you guys are gonna get better in the Philippines. Like, just watch.
Yeah, the government cares about you guys. So I almost wish our government was like that. But anyways, okay. So we booked the flight. The flight, guys, it was 30 hours that we had to wait in the airport until we boarding the flight. So as you guys know, the flights are being canceled left and right. They're being rescheduled. So we're stressed. We're always looking at our watch. We're looking online, trying to check in and all this stuff. And we were scared it was going to get canceled within 30 hours, right? So we made a little fort. We set up camp. And we had a little house. We had a little hut. I put the suitcases. I was sleeping on top of the suitcases. Like I had the bench, the
guys,
couch,
I was
on the couch,
sleeping.
the bench.
Oh my god, I was sleeping and I was shaking, and then someone came up to me. They're like, "Oh, do you want a blanket?" And then I thought it was Dominic at first playing a trick on me. I was like, "Bitch!" But then I was like, and then I saw like it wasn't you, it was this random guy, and I was like, "Oh, hi."
I woke up. I don't know if you guys can see
Yeah,
that.
you guys, what is that?
I don't know if it's gonna focus or not.
I think he got a bug bite or something like that.
I don't know if it was a spider. We saw
cockroach.
roaches or a bug, but it was like a little dot and then a red circle around it. It didn't itch, but now it's all inflamed and it's itchy. But it is what it is. It's good. We survived, you know.
Yeah.
And then
I like sleeping at the airport. It was really fun.
It was an experience.
Yeah.
But like now, you know, we got a shower. It's been 3 days, and I feel disgusting. But we still doing this video for you guys first, you know. Okay, so moving on. We made a friend. You know, the thing that's cool that I really like about like this whole experience is that you can tell that you have kind of two types of humans, and like in times of crisis, people do come together. Because it's people come up and they strike a conversation with you, all like, where's your flight, where you guys going, all this stuff, and like you grab information from people all around. The information online is not always the best, so it's good to grab different sources
and talk to people.
Yeah, and then like honestly, we met a couple people that did help us. Like this guy had a flight, he was on the same flight as us, right? So like and at the airport, the thing that's confusing is that there's no indication what to go. Everything is basically closed.
It's closed.
You can't talk to anyone, so we didn't even know where to check in. We didn't even know where to go. Like there was no signs. There was nothing. It was like purely survival mode. Like it was survival instant kicked in. We had to survive, and we're trying to get the most information we can. So then, at one point, I think what was it, like 7 hours before our flight, he comes up to us and his face is just like numb. Like we're like, what? He's like, guys, I think the flight got canceled. And we look at each other, we're like, are you serious, man?
Oh my god, I literally almost cried.
He's like, I'm not sure though, because he pulled up his calendar and he said like, it moved in my calendar, I got a notification, but I didn't get an email yet. We're like, that's weird, like we just checked in like an hour ago.
Yeah, and we're fine.
He's like, okay, I'm gonna go get more information and I'll come back to you guys. And then he came back and he's like, I'm so sorry. It was when the event in his calendar was ending. He felt so bad. He's like, okay guys, I gotta go apologize to like 3 people.
He was like shaking. I was like,
but
no, it's okay.
We started
all
to stress.
stressed.
We started to stress. We're like, fuck, because like if we miss one, we miss all of them, right? Because it was a domino effect that like we had layovers and like we were gonna miss it. So the time came, and we booked the flight.
It was so smooth, like to go check in.
Yo, ANA out in Nippon,
Oh
Nippon
my
Airlines.
god, that was the best airline.
Best airline
ever.
Qatar was first, and then this one it surpassed it by a little bit.
Yeah, I like this one better than
yeah,
Qatar.
me too. ANA, like the standard leg room was like upgrade. Like you had so much room for the seat in front of you. Like it was just amazing.
So good.
The staff.
Oh my god,
extremely nice.
so nice.
There was this girl was like bitching at her and like screaming at her, calling her stupid and stuff,
Yeah,
and she didn't even raise her voice.
Stupid.
She called the lady stupid, the whole company thieves and everything, and she was trying to be nice to her, saying you can't sleep on the floor.
She was literally sleeping on the floor, you guys, in the plane.
She's like,
and then,
I paid so much money for this, blah blah blah. Like you don't understand.
$2,000, $3,000 for one ticket.
I've been in the like traveling for 2-3 days. We had to leave. We were forced to leave the lockdown. I'm just there like.
She's like, I'm 60 years old. You don't know me. Nah, nah,
like,
nah. And then she's like, ma'am, this is for your well-being.
Your safety. She's like, I don't care. Blah, blah, blah.
She's like, it's my supervisor that's saying that. Your supervisor's stupid. You're stupid. You guys are thieves. I'm gonna tabarnak.
Yeah. And she was like, I want to be moved to the. She asked. Her husband went to the first class, and they're like, you can't sit first class and buy first class, and he was all upset. Like, yo, man, like it was crazy. Yeah, it didn't raise her voice.
She didn't raise her voice.
The employee was like super nice, so like highly recommend it. It was very good. We got to Tokyo, beautiful airport. Everything's expensive, but it's super nice airport.
So nice, and the people were
very nice too.
Oh my gosh, so nice, you guys. I had a conversation about Gatorade with the staff. Like Tokyo, people in Tokyo are so nice.
Yeah, well, I think we might have to plan a trip there.
We're going back. Nice. They were so nice.
Yeah, and then that layover was short, a couple hours, and then we boarded all the way to Vancouver. It was cool because like instead of going this way, like through Africa, Europe, and everything in Asia, it went the other way. So we went through the ocean a little bit above Hawaii and then Vancouver. But yeah, it was a good flight. That was a flight where like they had the spasm of the
guys.
They were spazzing about everything.
That two couple.
Yeah, and I'm just like in my head, I'm like, we went through the same race, but worse.
Worse.
They slept in a hotel. We slept in the airport.
But did you see us complaining? No.
It's all about your attitude. Like keep positive vibes, keep it optimistic. And like,
and I don't know why she's like, oh, do you know how much money I paid for the plane ticket? It's not the flight attendant. Like she has nothing to do with it, you know. So
we landed in Vancouver. That layover was long. It was almost 10 hours. It was basically 10 hours. So we just found a place to camp out. We were walking all over the place trying to find some stuff. We found a little corner. We camped out again on the floor. Just relaxed, rested, and then try and grab some food. We went to go talk to the Air Canada because we had the flight from Vancouver to Montreal, and then we had figured out either like bus, Greyhound, or rent a car to get to Ottawa, right? So we wanted to ask if we can switch that ticket for a flight from Vancouver to Ottawa, because you can fly into Ottawa, just not international, but domestic flights you can, right? So we're talking, they're like, oh, it's $1,700 for one person to fly from Vancouver to Ottawa. And then we were looking at other tickets too, and it was like $900 for a ticket, but you could go further, like double the distance for like $300-$400. Like it makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah, so
you know, and she's like, oh, last minute tickets are more expensive. That's why it's like almost $2,000. Like that doesn't make sense. And then like the girl,
it's an empty, it's almost empty plane.
She's like, oh, it's almost empty.
But they're not lowering the prices. It's like they don't want people to come back
and
home.
Then they don't want the plane to be full. Then they can just cancel it. That's what they're trying to do.
That's what they're doing.
And then you don't get your refund. We're talking to a guy, and he had a plane for his dad in India. And like he booked it, right? And then they canceled it. But then they're giving him a credit for what he paid. Yeah. But the price now are triple the price. So like if he books another flight, he's gonna have to pay 3 times more when he had a flight. Like it's completely they're scammers. And it's unfortunate. So then and then like the girl, she booked a flight to Barbados. It was $300, but then a flight connecting through Toronto. So like Vancouver, Toronto, Barbados, $300, but Vancouver, Toronto was $900.
And she had a layover in Toronto, and she was like, oh, I'm just gonna leave, you know, because I'm already gonna be in Toronto. They're like, you're gonna have to pay $500 fee, like a fine.
Like, how does that make sense? You're doing the same trajectory. Okay, so we fly, and then we get to Montreal.
Guys, I'm about to pass out.
When we landed in Vancouver, guys, we were told like, oh, you know, they're gonna be quarantine
Yeah,
officers, this,
quarantine, the mask. I was
There was
expecting
no one.
freaking Justin Trudeau to pull up with his guns, like.
And it's so sad. That's what we're talking about, like how like
And
whatever's
it said,
going on online
remember,
is
like,
not true.
Remember the article your mom sent us that if you cough, if you have signs of like corona,
they won't let you on the
they
flight.
won't let you come into Canada. So
Yeah.
I was stressing because we just were on that ride with people that were coughing, and I was just like, oh my god, like, do I have a fever? Because like
stressed,
I was like, oh my god, like people were coughing. And when we were coming on the plane to the Philippines, you guys, people were coughing.
Everyone's coughing.
I have never, like, it was like
at the airport, everyone's coughing. Everyone is sick at the airport.
It was deep. Like, it wasn't like a regular cough. It wasn't like, you know, when you cough, like.
Everyone got corona.
But like, it was like deep. Like, they had mucus coming out of them. Like, you can tell.
Every like 2 minutes coughing and stuff, you know?
I was just like, you know what? I was like, Dominic, we got corona. Like, at one point, I don't remember what I was doing, but I forgot to sanitize my hands, whatever. And I think I like touched my face. And Dominic was like,
sanitize your hands.
and I was just like, for why? Like, corona, like, I already have it.
She's
like
nah, I got it by now. It's too late.
The person beside us was literally coughing, dying, guys. The lady couldn't walk anymore. Like, she was out of breath and she was coughing.
Yeah, so we're gonna do self-isolation.
I was like, you know what? It is what it is. Like.
And in Tokyo, leaving for the the flight to get to Canada, no one checked. No one. And then we get to Canada. That's what I'm saying. Like, whatever's going online, don't believe what you see online.
Don't believe what you say
because
online.
We get off of the flight. They have no thermometers. They have no temperature machines. No one's getting checked.
And this is like the main airport that they're supposed to be like on it. Like
a flight from Asia.
From
you know what
Tokyo,
I mean?
yeah.
So it's like
and
no
like
one's checking.
We traveled all across Asia, you guys.
And
we went to Thailand, Bali, and like they're like, oh, so where was your connecting flight in Tokyo? It's like, okay. And he's like,
Where'd you come from?
Where'd you come
Philippines.
from? Philippines. He's like, how long were you there? I was like, oh, like 5-6 days. He's like, okay, that's nice.
Like a week.
And then he was like, okay, just make sure you self-quarantine for 14 days. And I was like, oh, like, what if we have to get food? How does that work? He's like, it depends on where you live. And then I was like, oh, we're from Ontario. And he's like, oh, okay, well, I don't know the laws of Ontario, but just follow them. And just, if you can get someone to do your groceries, that'd be the best option. But if you can't, then you can just go out for necessities. And I was like, that defeats the whole purpose of like.
Yeah, and then you're just walking, and there's a couple of CBSA officers. There's like, cough? Anyone cough?
Are
fever?
you coughing? Do you have a fever? No.
Everyone's like, no.
No.
The bitches who were coughing like crazy on the airplane
as
just
they
walk by.
And
the people coughing, they don't even stop them.
They're nothing.
They don't even pull them aside.
And you guys,
they don't even check their temperature.
This is not like a regular cough. This is like a deep
cough.
Like,
we're just like, wow. And then like everything we read is not true.
It's not true. There's no. When we went to Asia, you guys, I can't stress this enough. In Asia, if you go to Asia, they take it very seriously. There's like body monitor, the heat monitor sensors. They scan you if you don't measure up.
The temperature.
Yeah, they pull you to the side. So you know.
Like not even at the airport, like ever. Like we had an Airbnb to get into the condo building. Everyone gets scanned, you know. So it's like, are you serious? And then
you come, and then like people are like.
That's how it gets spread.
Yeah, and then like people are like. They're bringing down Asia and stuff like that, but like Asia, they're getting their shit done. Like it's getting cleared out. They know what they're doing, and then you come back here, and it's just like we should have been separated and like put into a room because at this point we all have the virus
or
in
at least
us.
A thermometer check or a machine. Like a lot of places, airports we went to in Asia, like Bali, Thailand, Philippines, they all had. Temperature machine that you walk by, you take off your hat, and they can check. They didn't even have that, and like the CBSA guards were just talking amongst themselves, laughing, chattering. Fever, they're just like fever, cough. No, anyone, you feel ill. Like at this point, people are so scared of what they hear about the quarantine stuff. Even if they got it, they're just like no, they just keep walking.
Yeah, but like, quarantine is not scary if you know, like it's really not. It's for your own good. They just make it
seem like that.
They just pull you to the side like in a room, and then they bring a doctor and he has to do checks on you, and you just wait there, and then if they find out that
then they actually help you.
Yeah, they help you. They bring you to the hospital. There's absolutely nothing scary about being quarantined. Like, don't believe what you read online. Like, it's good because they're trying to see if you're sick or not, you know, which is good. So if you feel like you have symptoms, speak up. Let them know, hey, you know, my throat hurts. Sorry guys, the camera died again.
We switched it this time, so it should be good. So before boarding Montreal flight, we're all waiting in the boarding area, and like there's people like coughing like crazy, you know, like it was the point where the pilot, one of the pilots was like, I want that person checked by a medical team.
Like, you told me, he said, aren't you gonna check these people? Like,
yeah, aren't you gonna check these people? And he specifically said one person.
Bruh, you forgot something.
What?
The lady was coughing herself.
Who?
Remember the lady that was
Oh yeah, yeah. So okay, like two second. Okay, yeah.
Talking for your love.
2 second backup. So the flight attendant who was checking the passport was coughing on her hand. So she's coughing like crazy on her hand, and then she's touching all these passports, right? But anyways, and then she's helping someone, and then the pilot.
It's also coughing.
Yeah. And the pilot is like, I want this person checked. You have to bring the medical team.
Because
like,
you
check
guys,
these people,
where we're
you know?
sitting, everyone was coughing like.
Yeah.
At one point, I started coughing too, and I
Like,
was
it's
freaking
crazy,
out.
yeah.
I was like, oh my god, like.
Yeah.
But then it's just like.
And then she's like, oh, I'm busy. So after maybe they never brought anyone.
No,
They
never.
never brought anyone. And then yeah, we took the plane. Yeah.
And, like,
they didn't check our bags either. Like, you know, you usually pick up your bag, you put it through the machine. We picked up the bag. I look up and the exit's right there. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
I
I was like, wow, yeah, I liked it, but it was like, are you serious right now? But yeah, so then took the flight. went
I
to
only like
Toronto,
it would have been that like
Montreal.
I feel like the media like they overdid it
They
at the
definitely overdid it.
Like if you're gonna do it like that, like Justin Trudeau, like
Follow
make
through.
it seem like Canada's taking the right precautions, like, you know, to get rid of like the corona at the
Yeah.
airports. You guys, there was no measures taken whatsoever, so it's like we're all stressed out.
We took the flight to Montreal and chilled there, and then we decided to rent a car. So then rent a car, and drove back here, and we just got here.
Yeah, we just got here.
It's been 3 days that we left Boracay.
Yeah, shout out to Dom's mom. We came back to a house filled with food.
My mom
My
stocked our
laundry
house.
was
Yeah.
done. Like everything is good, so we're gonna have
Less stress.
a good time quarantined.
Yeah, so I'm gonna edit this video right now, post it for you guys, give you the update.
Yeah, so we just want to say a huge thank you to the Philippine
Huge thank
government. Thank you so much for getting us home safe. Like
And
honestly,
all the tourists.
yeah,
The flight was packed. It was full, guys.
yeah, we
It was
wouldn't be
full.
here without the Philippine government. Honestly,
No.
they've been amazing, and if you're from the Philippines, you are lucky because your government really cares about you and honestly only wants the best for you.
We'll definitely be back when everything goes down, calms
Yeah.
down.
And for those asking, my dad didn't make it here. He's trying to come back like from Congo to here. So hopefully all the Canadians can like come back here. So that's what my dad's stuck over there. He has to come here. I don't think there's any flights if you're in Africa coming here.
It's tough. Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
lot less. I was looking. There was a United Emirates airline. They usually travel to I think 145 different countries, and now they're only traveling to 13.
Yeah,
So a lot of flights are canceled, and
Yeah.
like they're cutting. We heard like people talking. They cut like 50-60% of their
and
employees.
allegedly, like Justin Trudeau, apparently he's getting like if you're Canadian and like my dad, you're stranded and like, well, not stranded, but like I guess you're in, well, I guess
He's
yeah, he is
stranded,
stranded.
yeah.
Like you're stranded in like Congo or wherever you're from, and like they're gonna get a plane, let's say somewhere in Africa, and you go there and they will bring you
Yeah,
back here.
That'd
But
be good. Yeah.
allegedly,
We'll
you never
see.
know.
Believe it when it happens. See it when it happens. But
Anyways,
we
I'm a
wouldn't be
little
here.
salty.
We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys. All the love and appreciation.
Yes, thank you so much, you guys. I was
Definitely,
stressed out.
yeah, it definitely
but
kept us positive and optimistic, and
Yeah.
we made it. There's still lots of people stranded, so keep spreading the word about them. And
especially in the Philippines, you guys, like
yeah, in those countries that have lockdowns
in
that are hard.
Africa.
I mean, if you are stranded, if you have a hard time, what God's through is just trying not to stress, have a clear mind, clear conscience. Talk to the tourism board.
Don't
They're
watch
the
the
ones,
news.
yeah, they're the ones who are basically gonna help you and get you out. No one else, because they are the ones in talks with their legislations and their governments. So put your name there, register with your country. Like we registered with Canada to make sure that they know that we're here. So register with your country. I don't think they did anything.
Or if, let's say,
with
you're
tourism board.
if they have that.
I mean, it was so messy because like they told us that they would reach out on the 23rd to give us before the 23rd, to give us just a yes or no, like a concrete yes. We get an email on the 20th saying that there's a flight on the 21st and you're on it. So like it was so, and like
we weren't even packed.
It was a mess. Like we get to the port, people didn't know what to do. Like it was the first wave of people leaving. There was like no one knew anything, so it was a huge mess. Like there was no information, right? And then like the people that were there, like you go to one place, like go to that place for the list. You go there, there's no list. So like it was super mess. Like I think the next couple of days, hopefully it got better.
I don't think there's any flights leaving.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely talk to your tourism board. And
stay calm.
Stay calm, yeah, and like manage your money, right?
So I feel like honestly, it's normal for you to be stressed out. But like once me and Dominic, like we kind of calmed down and we did a plan of action, and we're like, you know what, we're here. Let's just do the most we can in this situation. So we try to enjoy it as much as we can.
Have a plan of action too. Like us, you know, like we couldn't do anything until we get word from the tourism board on 23, right? So then we were like, okay, plan B if that doesn't happen. So have a plan A, plan B. And then you just gotta wait out. Always check for updates. We were checking the best ones that they did were the tweets on the embassies.
And
that's
Facebook.
what got us. And you guys with all your updates, like we were getting the news fast from you guys and from the internet. So like when you guys would send us something, we would check. Yeah. So that's why it's like huge shout out to you guys and thank you, because like you guys guided us in the right direction.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So,
like.
So keep your prayers for the other people, and especially the locals who are struggling.
They just want to go back home.
Go back home, and like their businesses, their tourism business are struggling. So keep them in your prayers.
We're all affected by this.
We're home safe now, so we're gonna pray for them. And we're, you know what, like the next videos we're gonna try and go back to normal. And like this video is a bit more joyous, a little bit more joyful. You know, like our channel is very positive vibes, very joyful. Yeah. So we're gonna keep going back into our old types of joyful videos. Yeah. Positive vibes, and hopefully that cheers you guys up if you're having a hard time. And you know, like whatever you're going through, you're not alone. So just know that.
You know. You guys,
hope you enjoy the video.
Thank you guys so much for watching.
We'll take a shower.
You for everything.
I'm gonna edit the video, then take a shower.
Bye.
Talk to you soon. Comment, subscribe.
Bye.